another chapter of the Cultural Gardens. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Chris Ronayne, who is the president of University Circle, Inc., and he is also the chairman of the Holden Parks Trust, who has an awful lot to do with our cultural gardens. So please welcome Chris Ronayne.
I'm going to do something twice today. I'll tell you why in a second. It is nice to be here. As Sheila said, there's still seats up front. Good afternoon, and I am Chris Ronayne. As Sheila said, I'm president of University Circle Incorporated, and I'm really glad to also be the chairman of the Holden Parks Trust, which is what brings us here today. Back in April, we had the opportunity to join you at the gala of the Centennial, which, by the way, was a fantastic gala, and congratulations to you, Sheila, and everybody associated. I wanted to also say to Honorary Council Sandra Morgan, who I've known quite a while, congratulations on perseverance here, and to Mrs. Hamlin, and to Veronica Pierce, and to Sheila herself. To all of you, congratulations on your perseverance. That's what it takes to continue to grow these gardens. I walked up the hill with the indomitable 90-year-old Irving, who walked through his own Hungarian garden, and I know how much your own strength and equity goes into day by day keeping a garden like that going. So all these gardens and all that you represent, these cultural gardens, they don't sustain themselves without you. At the Centennial, we had the opportunity to reflect on how this all got started. But on the 350th birthday anniversary of William Shakespeare, an idea was born to build first a poet's garden, and in honor of him. It went on to inspire others. The second garden, well, we'll get back to the second garden in a minute because it's what really got it all going, Leo Weidenthal and the Hebrew garden, but Mr. Weidenthal was in the crowd, and on that date in 1916, he thought, not enough to just do one garden. Let's think about doing gardens that represent the mosaic that Cleveland was and is today. And that got the rest of the gardens going. But the real tribute to the Bard and his work was that the Poets' Corners, as these were called, continued to thrive. The next garden after the Hebrew garden was the German garden, and represented by literary figures like Goethe and the Garden. And still today, as new gardens are coming online, after the first 29 were built, people have visions to put poets in their work and their words in their gardens. I know Khalil Gibran is in the works just down the hill. So the poetry of these gardens, it got started really in 1916 in honor of Shakespeare and the Poets' Gardens, but it went on to really honor what Cleveland's all about with Mr. Weidenthal's great idea. And that's what I mentioned at the gala, was that this, I think, is Cleveland's greatest civic idea. We've had a number of great civic ideas in our town. Debbie Berry, the chairman of the Metro Parks, you guys are about to celebrate a centennial next year. That's a great civic idea. The West Side Market, a great civic idea. There's been countless great civic ideas. And as Mrs. Morgan said in her opening remarks, 1916 was a neat time in Cleveland. It was a turbulent time, but it was a neat time for great civic ideas. The 100th anniversary of the Cleveland Museum of Art also shares a centennial with you. So it was a time of great civic ideas, but it is really a testament to your perseverance that we kept these gardens going in these last 100 years. And I think this time capsule behind you that's going to go in to reflect on those 100 years is so important. A few moments ago, for those of you who weren't with us, we dedicated for CCGF's work, all of you, a flag. We thought there should be a third flag joining the United States flag and the flag of the city of Cleveland, and that's the Cultural Garden flag. So down on the lower boulevard, you will see that flag flying high. And think of yourselves and think of the work that you've done to sustain this place. And so that's why now for the second time I'm going to do this today, because I read the whereases and now I'll read the now therefore it be resolved. But as chairman of Holden Parks Trust, it really is my honor, and I do want to say for those who weren't here earlier, it is a true testament to Mayor Voinovich. And I think most of you know the news that this morning is passing. But Mayor, Governor, and Senator Voinovich started the Holden Parks Trust with the Law Department of the City of Cleveland with an idea that as you build things, you need to support them with maintenance. The Holden Parks Trust was founded out of Mayor Voinovich's administration to sustain and repair statuary and masonry in the garden. So today is both about this centennial, but it's also about the man who put so much behind these gardens and helped to get signs out on the highway to welcome people in and work so tirelessly behind the scenes to sustain this, and I wanted to remark on that. We are grateful as Holden Parks Trust, as the outcome of that work, to work with you. We are grateful that this year in your centennial, Sheila and your organization, Cleveland Cultural Gardens, has joined UCI as a member institution. So we've really knitted together a partnership that's all about perseverance in the next 100 years. And again, I'm just grateful to work with you as chairman of the trust and at UCI. Couldn't be any better place in Cleveland than this in terms of what it represents. As I said at the April 7th gala, Shakespeare had a line in Coriolanus, and it was, "What of the city but its people?" Nothing represents more the city and its people than the cultural gardens of Cleveland. So now therefore be it resolved that Holden Parks Trust and University Circle, Inc. join in congratulating Cleveland Cultural Gardens and the Federation on the occasion of the celebration of their 100th anniversary. I'm going to represent this again to Sheila, but to your next 100 years. Thank you.